I'm gonna try to turn my camera on for a hot second.
We're gonna see. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is episode 17 of the People's Podcast. Here for another great episode. Today's topic is going to be voting, um, Epstein, and
I
other
don't you start that whining. Hush.
topics. We're gonna start it off with Ray. My first question is: it seems like there's no lesser evil. Both is just straight evil of voting. So a lot of people might not even vote. How do you
Yeah,
feel about that?
I got mixed feelings because I feel like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. First of all, to be honest, I don't. They're equally evil, but I just can't help but to lean towards Biden, even though I can't. Right now, I can't bring myself to go in that box and vote for that man. But Trump got to go, man. I'm not.
But
I'm tired. Go ahead.
on top of that, though, Biden was the man on the side of Obama.
Yeah.
He was just kind of like a
Sidekick.
he was just there. Yeah.
They made jokes about him though too. Still funny to this day, the memes and stuff. But
if you
this two-party system got to go though. This two-party system got to go. Like this.
Well, can I interject right quick?
Yeah.
We do have the option of voting for a third party in this presidential election, right? Libertarian. I can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking about, but the thing is about that, the way that it's designed, we do have another option, but they ain't gonna win. That's like throwing a vote away, actually, because I don't think enough people will vote for that party to make a substantial difference.
Right, and if they could have voted, they could have swayed either or party. Yeah.
It'll just take away. It'll take away from the right. So I mean, but if we could start a movement, if anybody could start a movement to where we bring more attention to that, like we do, what about this? Don't nobody even think about that. People barely. There's so many people that ain't even aware of that choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Where do you see campaign commercials or anything, advertisements about that third party?
You're not going to.
Right. So that's why I think it's just throwing your vote away pretty much. I think it does I think it's doing just as much as not voting.
Right.
That's what I think.
Eric, what you think about that?
I think the babies agree too.
Right.
They tired of this shit.
They know the candidates.
They tired of this shit, man.
Yeah, they know the candidates, so they feel they see it's hopeless pretty much.
Right. Like, y'all better fix this before I get to teenage.
I just came into this world.
Man, they got a long road to be here. That's the shit that bothers me, is the fact that this world is so fucked up and we are trying to raise children in this shit.
Yes, that's the most important thing, man. That's the future. That's the whole thing.
See, that's what saddens me, because what type of future are we leaving for them?
Right now, it ain't looking good. It's progressively getting worse. You know how each generation, like our parents' generation, talk about how crazy we was, and like, man, what's wrong with these kids? They just, and that's a cycle of life. Generally each generation changes and technology changes. So, the parents' generation is looking at us like we crazy.
But they got to be crazy to survive this shit.
Yeah, this shit is different. Yeah, no doubt. This shit is different now, man. This next generation, man. Like you see less and less respect for elders, just general moral decay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, just, like last time we was talking about common courtesy. You see less of that. Just simple stuff that we think is just automatic. You see less and less of that.
Hey, people will race you to the door just to try to hurry up and get in the store before you and not hold the door open.
Yeah. No.
If they could, they probably hold that bitch locked.
Right. Cut you off in
traffic.
Sitting
there looking at them like, okay, I don't get the point. All right.
Y'all ever see this? Y'all ever try this? Like, say you coming out of a parking lot, a store or something, and it's a busy intersection, and it's a light, and where like cars end up stopping. So usually like a car will stop to give you some room to come on out of there.
Right.
Have y'all ever sat there and a person just drive right in front of you? They got plenty of room to not block you, but they just sit there and they won't look at you.
They're gonna look straight ahead.
Like, you could have let me out. You just in the way. Like you could have just let me out, man.
Maybe sitting there like 10 and 2, 10 and 2, 10 and 2.
Right.
10 and 2.
I call that shit driving karma. But I had a question, because as soon as we ain't got no white folks on the show this time, I was gonna say,
we got them watching though. Remember that?
Yeah. I ain't finna say nothing racist. I wasn't finna say nothing racist, but as being black men, and I know for most of us, we raised up to vote Democrat, but why? Do we even know why we vote? We sway that way to vote because
that's conditioning.
As handouts. I would say handouts.
As a group of people, we used to collectively vote Republican. At some point, we switched.
It was during when the Ku Klux Klan derived from the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party used to be called proudly the white man's party. And it's in the early days, you know what I mean? And
formed the Republican Party to fight against the
Malcolm X said that
the Republican Party to fight what Ray just said, the white party for the black.
White man's party. No, it was called the white man's party. The Democratic Party.
That was white. That was like for the Democratic Party before it became like
the
Democratic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because had the black Republican during that time. And then the black people started voting Democrat when I forget the fat dude president or whatever is back in 1930 or something like that.
Maybe
he became
that would be Roosevelt. That would be that would be his Roosevelt. No, that's
his wife had to do with a bunch of the stuff in the 30s.
No, that ain't 30s.
With black people. So we started voting Democrat. We start leaving out what we believe in, what our morals was and stuff, and just start listening to what was going on.
Liberals tend to have very loose morals and values, and we have swayed toward that. And I don't know, as a people, because we've always been a very spiritual, humble, kind-hearted group, even though
by
the
nature
media don't paint us that way. Yeah, by nature, exactly. And then this concrete jungle is starting to change us. Because you get a point in time where, back in the day, it'd be like, oh, mass serial killer, everybody be like, white man. Nowadays, you be like, hey, what color
could be anybody.
DC Sniper, prime example.
Man, everybody was like, oh yeah, that's a white dude.
And it was a black dude in a Chevy Caprice, a box Chevy at that.
A box.
A real life nigga.
A box Chevy.
Real life nigga.
Murking motherfucker.
Murking him, sniping him. And he had a sidekick. Like Batman and Robin and shit. Had a little young sidekick with him. You know?
Right.
Yeah, but we tend to forget what we can. So now Democratic Party.
Okay, so what's your thoughts on
you breaking out. You breaking up.
No,
he does breaking up.
Is it better?
No, you like going in and out.
I don't know why that is.
I can hear you clear now.
Okay.
But like when you talk, you go in and out.
Yeah. You've been doing that for a grip. What y'all think about your girl Camilla Harris?
I like what she's talking about, but I do understand her involvement in the criminal system too in her past, like her record. I'm aware of that. But
that's what I was headed at.
Yeah, but I do like the way she talking. And when people have a job, you can't judge people by a job. And she was in a position where she could have did some good things too. But
did she? That's the question.
Yeah.
Well, what was she, a prosecutor?
Yeah,
she was prosecutor.
Okay, so
district attorney.
prosecutor,
Was she the district
prosecutor?
like a
California.
district attorney? Was she the district attorney?
Nah. She was like the main person for the
Main
whole state of Florida.
She was the head of the
she was
California.
The head honcho,
California.
The HNIC.
Right.
Right. She
blocked a lot of motherfuckers up.
Three-strike rule.
Well, she ain't invented.
She started the three-strike rule.
She ain't
So
invented.
many fucked up stories about how she did a lot of.
I think she did come up with the three-strike rule in California.
No, she was in favor of it. She didn't invent it though. She had some involvement in it. Yeah.
Well, a lot of involvement in it. Her head, a lot of.
Yeah, because she was striking motherfuckers 3 times.
then they get their third strike.
It was a story to where she had hid some evidence to purposely get some niggas locked up. And when I say niggas, I mean colored folks this time, not just ignorant ass people.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I don't doubt it, man. It's that almighty dollar, man.
Yeah,
it's a thing though. It's a thing though. A prosecutor, the head prosecutor, what makes their track record look great for re-election?
Conviction.
So it's tough.
But that's any courthouse, any prosecutor is conviction. You know what I mean? The higher your conviction rate, you make it for that county.
And then the higher your conviction rate, the higher the chances are of convicting somebody innocent.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But you know, the fucking prison system mostly made up of men of color. You know what I'm saying? In general, so we got your Mexicans and your black folks and whatever other color there is. I mean, it's a nice percentage of the white folks too, but it's mostly made up of that. And then I would assume that it's probably about a 50-50 split on how many motherfuckers in there locked up that's innocent.
That's innocent. I mean, and especially, we need to, first of all, the fact that it's privately owned prisons. Yeah, you know, when it's, I mean, think about it. Like if all of us started a business, and I mean, wouldn't we invest and do things that are in our best interest to make money, correct?
Of course.
So when there's a prison system that's for profit. That was a different Michael Jordan. That was a different Jordan.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was a different Michael Jordan.
That was a different Michael Jordan. But you know, so we need to get rid of this system to where, you know, prisons are for profit. We shouldn't be profiting off of a correctional facility, you know, off of a thing that's supposed to reform people.
Well, that's a form.
They profiting off of slave labor. Let's just keep it 100.
Yeah, it is. That's in the 13th Amendment.
Yeah, I mean, that's still slavery going on, so that's a tough one too.
Yeah, slavery. They just.
I mean, like they gonna profit off of it just as well as they did the other slaves.
And we're coming up on a pivotal part of the time of year where we have to go back and vote. So now, with all of those things hanging over our heads, you know, what make you want to vote for who you voting for? You know what I mean? Do you feel like your vote count, or do we really feel like it matter, or you know what I mean? Because like Dooley said in the beginning, the lesser of two evils. Ain't no such thing as no fucking lesser evil.
No, evil is evil.
Evil, yeah. So
I'm tired. I'm tired of this whole system, man.
What do you think about that, man? Because I got a story after your response, so I'm gonna see if you remember or not. What do you think about that?
Who?
Ashton.
Oh, you're gonna have to remind me real quick. My wife just sent me a message.
Well, we was talking about the lesser evil being between Trump and Biden.
Okay.
I mean, it's almost not worth even voting, like, kind of, sort of.
Honestly, if you want to get me, and I don't mind sharing this either, I'm not even voting. My wife voted. My people's voted. I don't think my vote matters. And that's just how it is. Like, it goes to electronic vote. If you looked at the last time, you know, Hillary and Trump went to it, technically Hillary should have won by the popular vote.
Yeah, but it was the electoral
college was what decided that.
You know who else should have won a popular vote?
Right.
Al Gore.
Al Gore, definitely the first person that should have won. Yeah,
That just goes to show you that the vote don't matter.
Right, and that's why I'm saying that. But then they talking about, I always get hit with this when I'm talking to an old head, and I'm not trying to, throw any shade or anything like that. But it's
who
like,
you calling old? No.
But I get
look
hit.
at here.
But I get hit with the you know what your people's fought for. I'm like,
Yeah,
I get all that. That's what we, that's what they taught us. That's what we build off of. Even coming in the streets, they tell us, you got to take your opportunities where it's presented to you. I get all that, but
Right.
The system has not been in our favor ever, and nobody
because it wasn't designed for us.
It wasn't designed
to
for
go
it.
against us.
Right.
And anytime we make any type of progress, they change the rules.
Right.
Now, see, our ancestors fought for this thing. So now that we've gained the right to vote, they had to switch shit up to where our votes aren't really meaning the same thing that they used to.
And another thing, I don't think our ancestors could have foreseen what's going on at the moment right now.
If they could have had motherfucking made the time ship and went to the future and came back, them niggas probably would have been rebelling like a motherfucker, and trying to figure out how to fuck to get off of this rock. For real.
Now, Rick, you talking
or
about
maybe they did have an idea for them making the sacrifices they did, because you don't see people making those sacrifices these days.
Well,
you're not gonna see nobody giving their life.
No, but there's some people that will, and I think it's starting to come to a forefront now.
Yeah,
because you got a lot of people standing up and making noise, and people we tired of this shit. You know what I mean?
At a boiling point. We at a boiling point right now.
Yeah,
right.
And it ain't just, and that's the whole country. Like you gonna see it like. All of this shit was going on with the BLM, and it was trying to bring segregation, especially with that Trump MAGA shit. You know what I mean? They try to bring segregation because you when the country is divided, it's easier to conquer. But people starting to come together now, and they ain't giving a damn about what color a person is. They more caring about what's in that person's heart than that person's mind, and if that person's gonna be down to ride for the cause.
Right.
Well, that was the thing I was gonna touch bases on, Ashton. Remember when we was at Maria's and somebody walked up to you with like a petition? Would you sign this petition about it was somebody voting or whatever? And you was just looking at him like, nah, bitch, get away from me. I was like, damn, that was cold, man. He was just looking there up and down like, you don't get the fuck away from me.
Man, look, the way that she came about it, I just like, it's a way you got to come and present yourself. I listen to you, but that doesn't mean my decision gonna change. But I felt as if like I was in the middle of a conversation. She didn't say excuse me. She said, hey, would you like to vote? She didn't ask how I was doing. She didn't say, hey, mister, you doing all right today? She didn't come and do none of that. She just said, you want to vote? And just do that thing.
Rubbed you the wrong way.
Man, dog. And she would have got any closer.
And I still was looking like you a cold-blooded motherfucker though. She was looking like, golly.
Man, if she would have got any closer, she would have got elbowed, man.
I know, you just looking at her like you was like, Lord, don't let this man lay hands on this damn woman, please. Just let
and I don't even think I was having a good day either, so
just smack the clipboard out her hand.
I would have turned around and started walking the other way, like, nope, I ain't seen
I would have had to jump in the air and come down with the smack,
the elbow on it, you know what I'm saying, like off the top rope.
I would have knocked the makeup off her face.
So you done knocked the Mac off her.
Yeah.
And we don't condone violence against women, though. Just saying.
No, we don't. But I am a firm believer.
I would top rope Jeff Hardy a bit.
Hey, look. Oh, man. Look. Any endorsements, you better not put that, Ricky.
No violence. Especially against women, man. No violence.
I was going to say, biblically speaking, we're not supposed to elect nobody to be over us if they're not of our people.
Right. And you know what? It was actually funny because when this riot started happening, I was listening to Killer Mike in his interview, and he actually said something that was very smart. All we doing when we voting is we just choosing our next master.
Man, that's exactly it.
That's exactly it. I never been to slavery. I seen the books, I seen the movies, and I'm good. I ain't going to change.
Hey, check this out. Do you you own your own business?
Nope.
You work for a corporation like I do?
Hey, same here.
Yeah, we are slaves. It don't matter what color you are. If you work for a corporation in America, you are in fact a slave.
Everybody except for,
I have no misconception about it. I know it. You know what I mean?
Everybody except for Dame Dash. Because he's the boss.
He got. That's what I'm
His
saying.
son sell cookies though too.
He's incorporated. He don't work for no corporation. There are free people in this country. Don't get me wrong. But if you go punch a clock and you get paid and they deduct money, for your taxes and all that stuff, that's modern day slavery. As a matter of fact, you go far enough in history, like people say, oh, there was, because there has been slavery, since damn near the beginning. But
if your house is paid off and you still paying
taxes,
property taxes, you're still a slave.
Yeah, that's our house is paid off. We still pay taxes. If we don't pay them taxes, they can come take our shit.
They coming to get it.
Yeah. So that ain't what. That's freedom. This is an illusion of freedom, man. This ain't the land of the free. We
are nowhere near spiritually connected with this world the way we supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, we came from the dirt. We supposed to just be flowing with it, like animals and all of that shit.
Yeah,
all of
we
this,
out of tune.
Westernized domestication has fucked us up.
Yeah.
Until we teach the families to run this motherfucker.
I'm gonna be right back. I gotta take this call.
All right.
That's what things will change.
What you say, Eda?
I said until we change the 3 families that run this world, that's what things will change.
And I just got some literature about that too. We're gonna get into with the Rothschilds.
It's 13.
Yeah, 13
bloodlines.
It's 13 that they say, but it's the main 3 families. Man. It's 3 families, and I forgot who they is that run this world.
Their names higher than a couple of names.
Yeah,
facts.
Think.
Rockefeller.
It's 3.
I want to say Rockefeller.
Rothschilds
and the Rockefellers, and it's somebody else. Them the most popular names, but I don't think they the head 3.
Ain't part of the
right.
I want to say.
And it's 3 families. I was just listening to and I forget the names. I was just listening to dude the other day. He was a black dude talking about how the 3 families run this world.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying we always talking about what Ray just said, the 13, the Rothschilds and them that people name and we instantly know. But it's 3 names, and I forget them damn names that run this world. And until our money as black people get as big as theirs, then maybe some things will change. But we're still small people.
Well, it's never going to really. It's never.
You know why it never will? You know why it never will? Because first of all, the people that run the Fed, the Federal Reserve, that's a privately owned entity. Like if we all got a LLC together or whatever and started a bank, that ain't. I used to think that that was part of the government, and a lot of people still do think that the Federal Reserve is part of the government.
No, it's not.
But it's not.
It's a separate entity away from.
It's a business.
All of that
it's a bank, and they. I mean, but
and right now
power.
they're in talks with have a digital money. They're in talks with doing
that's
that.
because the Federal Reserve is basically the world's bank. It's only a handful of countries that don't have them, and the countries that don't have a Federal Reserve banking system are the
that's
countries
who we go
that
to war
with.
Yep. That's why they got rid of Gaddafi.
Yep, because he was going.
That's why they don't like Iran.
That's why Gaddafi wanted to get rid of the petrodollar, which is the U.S. dollar, because that's how oil is traded. Mm-hmm. If he would have wanted to make the shit be backed by gold, then that would have gave Africa power.
That's why we always at odds with Iran.
Yep.
That's why we went in there and did that to Iraq. And you know what? We touching on some stuff right now that North Korea.
I pray that we all be here next week.
That's what I'm saying.
Keep it going.
Man,
say what? And we on the internet.
We can
Keep
talk
it going.
the most shit.
Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Right, amen.
Wow.
But we too small. Yeah. We need a bigger platform, a bigger podium. You know what I'm saying? Change the ways.
We've been on our soapbox for 15, 16 episodes now?
17 now.
17 episodes.
Hey, but it's picking up momentum though. It's reaching though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
it
not.
definitely is.
It's everything is it's a learning experience for everybody. But it just gets better. It's like spaghetti.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere. You know.
You definitely got to start somewhere.
I mean, we rocking now. I mean, righteously, every show, anybody that's even been on the show, everybody drop jewels. You know what I mean? Like, if you watch our show and you can't learn something from it, that says a lot about you as a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just to say though, last episode broke a record. We haven't done no numbers like this since the last episode.
Yeah.
We've done some major numbers. Like we haven't done that before. It's like it's surpassing everything right now. Right now it's still going. So I mean,
it's starting to grow.
And then I noticed with the followers too. Followers are growing. People I don't even know, and I do the analytics of everything, and there's people that I wasn't even aware that would even have access to it, but it pops up in news feeds and stuff like that. I mean, from hindsight, it looks interesting. I mean, if I saw this, I'd be like, damn, what the fuck they talking about?
What they talking about? Yeah, just normal, everyday people.
We talking about Jeffrey Epstein.
And then
we're talking about
oh girl,
Epstein Island is what we're talking about.
What's her name? The Epstein girl.
The girlfriend?
Yeah.
I don't know, but her name. She been begging them folks to put her in general population.
Really? What? So she can.
You would think
they can take her out.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of. The reason would be.
Yeah. And that was about a month ago when that was going on. Maybe
no, I ain't know that.
Yeah,
man, bro. I don't got news. I ain't got TV. I ain't got shit. So I'm lost to everything. The only thing I shit if it pop up on my phone on my damn news flash thing.
But it's good to unplug though. Straight up, it's good to unplug.
Because if you stay connected, you're gonna be depressed. You're not gonna be as happy as the average person that don't absorb all of that in.
Who you telling?
Right.
How
can you be watching that shit? The news is horrible.
Yeah.
It's
the news has become more. The news has become more entertainment than it has information.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly. And the news always been lies. So how can you read the news? They telling you their story, so you really don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Depending on which news you're watching, especially if if you're watching political news like Fox and CNN.
Yeah. They just spin it right or left.
Yeah.
We went away a couple weeks ago for the weekend, me and the wife, right? Now we ain't watched TV, Ray, probably since, you know what I'm saying? When you come to my house, man, when we stayed in Belleville, we ain't really had no cable TV or nothing. So man, I'm looking at the TV, bro. They got filters on everybody now on TV. Like,
what you mean?
Why? Like filter.
Oh, you mean the visual? Like the filters.
They got people looking under now. Like they using filters on people's faces and stuff to make them look not what they are. That's fucked up. So now basically what you're doing is you feed me another lie by telling me that this person actually looks like this, but when you see them in real life, they don't look like that.
That's in general though, period though. I mean, people always look different.
Y'all ever watch Reed?
Watch what?
Say what? I mean, my bad. You ever what would you say, E?
What I'm saying, what I was trying to say was it's like everybody's using the Snapchat filter, even the media. You know what I'm saying? People putting the filter.
Well, yeah, they go live too, like live from their phone and stuff too. Yeah, they do that type of stuff.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like
it's supposed to be raw. It's supposed to be, that's what they call it, raw and edgy type thing.
Yeah, that's TV supposed to be raw and edgy, but now it's more of people don't basically agree with what they look like, so they're in a position to make themselves change of what they look like, and now it's acceptable instead of accepting what you actually look like in real life.
Well, since you mentioned that, I have a secret. I put Vaseline on my camera lens. It takes off 10 years of me. So, I mean, it is what it is.
There's a two things. There's a documentary called Social Dilemma. Social Dilemma. It talks about, you seen that?
Yeah.
It break down. It pretty much, that's what made me, what you were saying made me think about that. Like how they design these things, like social media, the games for the phones, the email, they design
TikTok.
them. Yeah, they design them to be addictive. They study, like the chemistry of your brain and what affects your dopamine, your dopamine and your serotonin and all that stuff. Yeah, and they have they design. That's why Facebook look like that, so you can scroll and the notifications and all that stuff. They had an engineer that worked for Google or Facebook, one of the two. But he was saying he come home from work, none of his kids are allowed to have that social media shit because of the shit that he designs at work.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, what does that say? You create this shit for everybody. But you can't. Your kids ain't allowed to do it. And he was even saying some of the stuff I had to detox from, and that's how he get his money.
Right. That's how he make his money.
Crazy. Yeah,
right, but it's the same thing. Like if I work in fast food, I'm not gonna bring that shit home every goddamn day because I know what fucking do to me.
Right. It's absolutely. Yeah.
Nigga, I want some Wayne. Can I get some Wayne?
When I worked at fast food, I brought food home every day.
Man. It's different when you younger and you a bachelor or something, but when you got a family and shit, y'all be walking around like the
No, you can't do that.
No,
you can't do that.
Man,
he said walk around like the clumps.
Yo, that makes me think of that Dave Chappelle skit when he came home and she
Whack
was
Arnold's.
Oh, she fucking a fairy.
Guess who ain't getting the McRib coming back? Guess who ain't getting one? You have to go through Calvin.
It was like, I'm tired of you smelling like burgers and fries. He was like,
hey, I thought you was gonna talk about the stuff about the COVID and whatnot.
Well, comes to find out from the research I've done, I got some stunning information that COVID is actually patented by the Rothschilds. It's patented, and also
I didn't know it was a Rothschild.
Yeah, it's patented, and also they have a vaccine for it.
Bill Gates have it. It was patented.
HIV is patented.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of these diseases are patented.
Yo, Famo, what's up?
Like this one right here, they've been doing over in China ever since Obama got in office. See, when Obama was in office, they was going back and forth telling them to shit up. This shit is gonna get broke out. It's gonna be a motherfucking mass this, mass that.
Well, once again, I told you, Netflix did the series Pandemic with Bill Gates. He announced the shit then, and then they turned around and released the shit in China in October. So, the thing about it is anything that they do, that the elites do, because they in that occulticism shit and whatnot, they can't just do it. They have to tell you first.
They do. Yep. They
Hey, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yo,
man, so I came in on some straight up bullshit. Hi everybody, hey, how y'all doing, man? I'm Big Mix, I'm Black Sun, Joy Flavors, I'm a lot of different names.
What's up?
But I'm saying I came in on some bullshit. That always bugged me out, how people always know what they are talking about. Who the fuck are they?
I ain't even.
People always refer to they.
I wouldn't try to do it like I'm doing podcast.
Technically, like who are they? People always say that. I understand people really get into their little conspiracy theories and shit like that, man. That ain't how shit be. Y'all really think that's how it is based on what somebody done told you. And that to me always been a problem with me. You know what I mean?
What you talk about specifically? Like they what? What you talking about? Like
when they always say they. Just like
I say that too.
Madden.
Like
I'm talking about they.
Losing. When you're listening. when you're losing in Madden and they say they cheating.
That
who
thing.
the fuck is they?
That thing.
You took.
They made Obama. It ain't no they, man.
Well, I mean, I think what people do is like it's a general term. So when they say they just kind of, you know what I'm saying? You fill in the blanks to that they.
With this whole transgender and transhumanism and all that shit nowadays, it's appropriate to call somebody they.
Fuck that shit. I call it what it is. Everybody know me.
Man, what the hell?
I call it as it is, motherfucker. It like I worked at jobs and motherfuckers was trying to be funny, like, well, you just saying that because I'm white. I mean, like, technically, man, I'm not black. I'm 375 degrees or for 45 minutes or until golden brown. I'm the golden brown. And I should tell them, I'm like, man, you're not white, you pink. You know what I mean? They took the sense to it. I mean, it is what it is.
He used to say this, I can't remember who had this joke about white folks talking about they not calling black people colored folks. Be like, them motherfuckers colored too, because if you beat their ass, they gonna turn every color into a crayon box.
When it's cold, it's blue. When it's mad, it's red.
But they call us colored. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
When you use that steel pipe, they purple.
But I got a thing on Mix. I got a thing on Facebook. I always have the hashtag they said.
Yeah, I'll keep that. They said, because they said. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah. So I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Well, we were just sitting here talking about though. We ain't saying they. I mean, we was being more specific and saying names. You talking about the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, you know what I mean? The other bloodline families and whatnot.
No, I ain't on all that shit, man. That was like 15, 16 years ago for me, the Rothschilds. I mean, like my dude always told me it was like levels to this shit, and I understand that now because I'm beyond that shit. I don't give a fuck what anybody think or believe or whatever.
Well, since you say that though, that makes good sense though. So now you said you with that you were paying attention to that before. Do you see anything that you were paying attention to then that's actually coming forward now?
Even if you pay attention to it, I mean, truthfully, even if you did really like focus on it, what the fuck can I do about it?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
You can do it individually. It is something you can do. You can change who you is as a person and use the information to help yourself.
And collectively.
But the thing is, people won't accept change until they're ready to be changed, though. So it ain't no sense to keep. There's no sense in keep trying to force this belief or view or whatever on someone, and they ain't trying to see it, fam.
Oh, you know it ain't about forcing nothing on nobody. It's about speaking the truth in general.
What we doing? We building
the truth.
We building on it ain't forcing nobody to believe nothing. We just going back and forth on collective thoughts and putting things together. A common thing. Yeah, we ain't trying to. You know me. I don't force shit. You ain't gotta believe shit I believe.
And the show wouldn't be the show if everybody had the same opinion.
You taking communion.
What's that?
You have me taking communion.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, we still bless 40s though. We still bless 40 ounces though.
No, y'all don't.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
Oh shit, that's fucking shit.
Like this big motherfucker, man. Look at this big ass motherfucker.
What is that?
It's a
I mean, that shit look like some stage.
That looks that look like a cartoon stogie. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like a novelty one.
It looked like
it's falling apart like a cartoon stogie.
It looked like
it was cheap, man. It was just big and cheap, and I grabbed it.
Hey, do the box say Acme?
That'll blow up in his mouth.
That'll be a whole stick of dynamite.
It came with a box that say TNT, and you got to pump the
little box with the little pump on there.
Shit, y'all stupid. So y'all done covered. Hey, man, raise it off me, cuz. But y'all done covered Cube already.
No, we ain't talking about Cube yet. That's a good sub. Yeah, we ain't talking about Cube yet. But you see how everybody jumped. You see how everybody jumped on him. I was like, hold on, man. I ain't just gonna believe. You know what I mean? The first thing I seen about it, they was like Cube was a Trump supporter. I'm like, hold on, and everybody. I mean, they was dogging him. That's Ice fucking Cube, man. He was the first revolutionary rapper.
Political, yeah.
He was the first, even during NWA. If you look, I mean, they just, they called that, they labeled that.
He was 90% of their raps anyway.
I said one of the first. But they labeled it as gangster music. If you listen to all the Ice Cube lyrics, that was political as fuck. That was some revolution.
Top 5.
No doubt.
Ice Cube was in my top 3. I mean, like, technically,
right.
really
I don't see nothing wrong with defending supporting Trump anyway.
Right. He's one of the OGs.
Yeah.
But see, my problem is, my only problem with it is that if that's what I'm speaking as him per se. If that's how he truly feels, then motherfucker run with Donald Trump and do your goddamn thing.
He never said that. He never said. He never said. Look, no, he never said he supported.
Every morning, fuck Trump.
Check this out.
Every morning. Every morning.
Hey, listen. If Hillary would have got in office, you would have been waking up saying the same shit every morning. Fuck Hillary. Them facts, man. The shit that's going on. Like, we just sit here and talk about that, bro. It don't matter who in that motherfucker.
About Cube though. He never said he supported Trump. The thing is, he had some legit, like the what is that? CW. Right. He was going to either one of them. I mean, he actually doing something. Everybody talk. Yeah, everybody talk and say what we should do and stuff. He walking like he talking. He went to both of them. He went to both of them and said, "This is what we want. This is what we need." And Trump campaign responded. So he was talking with them. He never said he was supporting them. And he even came out and said, I'm not, y'all need to quit with these bullshit headlines talking about joining forces and all that shit. He making something. He in a position where he can actually make some.
Well, see what you got first. First you got to understand. First, you got to understand that they is trying to destroy or assassinate his character.
Right. And then, some of the celebrities, they had actually responded and made it worse.
D.L. Hillbilly.
Yeah, well,
man, that bootlicking ass nigga there was.
And then I was like, there they go right there, man.
What happened to DL though? That was my dude for a minute, man.
I don't know. I never rocked with him like that. I never rocked with DL.
Even the hard besides the Ice Cube thing.
No. He surprised me with that shit. The DL was I was feeling DL, man, but that's what I'm saying. What happened to DL, man? He was one of the people that jumped on Cube. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the people that came out of his side.
He done been licking boots for too damn long is what done happened to that man.
but Ray, you already know what it really is though, right? It's what I be saying. Like Freak get mad when I started shitting on woke motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck about the woke. I don't give a fuck about the religious. I mean all that other shit, dude. If you're not mentally, if you're not free, then I mean, I really can't.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, I work for a lot of people ain't free. Yeah, most people aren't.
But truthfully, a person has their God-given right and constitutional right to vote or be on whatever side they want to be.
Sure.
And their society choose to be on the fuck them. Right. I mean, that's how I feel. But you already know Trump, he lied about everything. What the fuck has he done for the American people?
They all lie.
Absolutely nothing. You think he's going to honor that shit?
Like no, I don't believe it.
I definitely don't want no nigga and no bitch in office. That's motherfucking, they primary goal is to fuck over black folks. Like you got Joe Biden with that crime bill with damn Clinton was in office and shit.
I think they riding Obama's way, and you know what I mean. I mean, no. But let me explain something about Kamala, whatever the fuck her name is, Kamala
Harris.
Listen, when you black, you have to excel in whatever field that you're in to be noticed.
More,
right?
More,
Right.
double what average.
Okay, so here's my thing. How old are you, fam?
Who, me? You know how old I am.
You? How old?
Who are you talking to? Rick?
Not you,
Rick.
not Dooley, the other
37.
dude. I don't know you, man. My name Mitch, fam. I don't know your name.
I'm Rick, man. I'm 37, bro.
Rick.
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you, Rick?
37.
See, 37, you younger than my wife. Dude, in the early 90s, it was it was wild. I mean, when I say wild, I lived that life. I was wild. When I say wild,
yeah.
No, when I say wild, motherfucker, we were really animals.
It was wild in the 90s.
Crip. I'm OG Crip. We wild motherfuckers, dude. We used to jump on white people, ran into white people and fuck them up. Like, dude, I mean, we was fucking
you was
wild.
savage. Like everything you said, you did that to white
dude,
people?
We were
you
wild.
was savage.
we
were man. Like, no, I can hands down. I can do that. I can do that.
It's normal for that to go for niggas to do
that to do black people. Okay, I get it. Yeah. But you jumped out on white people. Oh yeah.
When they said
Mix was the poster child for super predators.
No,
right.
He gave people 3 strikes.
What I'm saying is, dude, I don't blame him for that shit. Dude, it was wild. I mean, you don't. I mean,
but every black man wasn't wild though.
That's true.
And every black man still ain't wild now.
Back then, it was in the high 90 percentile.
Okay, so you talking about the decade, one decade out of a period of time. Niggas is still gang banging, real gang bangers on top of that. Not to say that you know what I'm saying, you went out there on your OG shit, but the same shit niggas you was doing then, niggas is doing now, and they gonna do after another 5 years ago.
I agree. I agree. I totally agree. Because I always said crack was worse. I mean, gangs is worse than crack to the black community.
It definitely is, man.
All y'all disagree.
No, I agree. I agree.
Well, yeah, because crack don't have legs.
But what I'm saying is,
somebody gets the crack back and forth and move it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And that's the gang.
It's kind of intertwined. It's kind of intertwined.
But gangs was created and designed by the CIA. That's what got niggas in the gangs and got niggas fucked up right now. All of this
it was infiltrated. It was infiltrated by the CIA.
Well,
this is why I say that.
Hey. Go ahead.
This is what I mean by that.
Tell me why
this is what I mean by that.
Go ahead.
Because look,
hey, Mix, you have so much passion.
I know. First of all, man, I'm tripping off of that stogie, man. Every time I keep thinking he gonna blow up. Every time he But no, the reason why I say that is because the same tactics that was used against like the Black Liberation Movement and the Black Panthers was the same tactics used to the gangs. Now, in a lot of the early gangsters, first of all, when we talk about gangs, we talk about the gang culture. Right, we talk about the black gang culture. But the gangs, if you watch gangs in New York, gangs been around. It's a tribal thing.
Gangs been around
since forever. So, but the thing, I'm talking, okay, as far as the black gang culture, they did the exact same thing. A lot of the early gangs were a spinoff of the Black Liberation Movement. You know, as you know, community restoration and progress. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it spun off of the Black Liberation Movement. And what the CIA did to the gang culture is the same thing that they did. Do y'all know there was an East and West Coast beef with the Black Panther leaders? Did y'all know that?
Yeah.
Man, it was
West Coast beef.
But anytime a group of people get together that big, and you start getting other people involved in your organization with their own agendas, that starts to break things down.
Divide and conquer. That's what happens. They be lying. They was lying to getting different leaders to fight against each other, because if you got an organization that's actually making some noise and making some changes, and they can't defeat them, they'll get them to fold with the inside. They'll like they did with Fred Hampton. They grabbed a dude that had a record and they said, "We're gonna lock you up for life, or you gonna join the Black Panthers and you gonna tell us all the inside information." And that's how they killed Fred Hampton. That's how they knew exactly where the layout of his house and everything. And they did. That's just one example of what they did.
So do y'all think with that being said, they actually were the ones that put crack when crack first hit? Was it
of course.
What about Malcolm Martin?
Say what?
Fucking Garvey.
Garvey, what about him?
All of the above.
They killed
Same
thing.
Same
Can I
thing.
say something?
What
Can
up?
I say something though? Okay,
What up?
first of all, I've been reading a lot about logical thinking. But okay, so we go from here. But my thing is to keep always letting it imply that we were infiltrated from inside and destroyed from inside. That always indicates that we're actually weak then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well yeah,
I mean,
duh. Yeah, I mean duh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not weak. I'm not weak. It ain't happening to me, fam.
The thing is, though, the more people. I mean, okay, you're not individually weak.
But a chain is only strong as the weakest link.
The weakest link. Facts.
Exactly,
I was thinking that.
Like I used to always tell my boys, you know, like I got 4 boys, and I would take a pencil and I tell them to break that pencil, and I was like, you see how easy that is, and then I take 4 of them. And I was like, now break them pencils. You know what I'm saying? So,
but if you would have made the pencil short, the shorter the pencils, the stronger they would have been, huh?
Well, the tallest tree is the most most likely to break, of course, under pressure.
Exactly. So you keep that shit tight. So that goes into keeping your circle and all that shit tight.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
You wouldn't have to worry about that shit.
That's a good analogy. Good analogy.
But strength is in numbers. Strength is in numbers.
So if you have a whole bunch of short pencils, then you great.
Right.
You ain't one.
Basically, that's
you unstoppable.
That's the community to be elite. No,
What you say?
what we need is each community to be elite.
Each several community to be their own link.
The chain stronger.
Yeah.
The least likely to break.
What we need, like you need an organization to where everybody is so strong and everybody's a leader to where on the outside you can't tell who the leader is. That's real.
A lot of that was
the real Rick Ross.
Well, you know, first and foremost, in order for something like that to happen, you got to have segregation.
No, you don't, Rick. You got to have a strong team to where everybody believe and play their part. That's a good good leadership.
And that's the thing, though. That's true. But you run into, and I've run into this to where, you know, you can always find chiefs, but you can't find no Indians.
Exactly.
Everybody, you know what I'm saying? You can't, you know, it's easy to have leaders, but you know, don't nobody want to be no follower. And a true leader know when to follow and know how to follow.
Well, you know,
my thing is, I'm not following no religion. I'm not following no fucking preaching.
Ain't nobody saying nothing about no damn religion, man.
Well, then what happened? What happened today? What happened today, Max? The preacher cut you off in traffic? What's going on?
That's my example.
Why you keep trying to bring religion in there?
Let me show my hands. Let me show my hands. That's my example.
Okay, but look, you the first person to brought religion in.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with it.
But look,
because
check this out. Your hand is a belief system, right?
Listen, fuck that.
That could be considered a religion.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let y'all finish. I'm gonna say one thing.
But Beyonce had the best video of the year.
In the black community, the leader always is religious. I don't give a fuck if people believe that a cardboard box is God, Allah, or Jesus. Motherfuckers.
Hey, do you know who Darren Seals was? Do you know who Darren Seals was?
Darren Fields?
Darren Seals.
No, I never heard of him, fam.
Darren Seals started a movement after Mike Brown got killed out in Ferguson, Missouri. And he had a lot of steam going out there. He was a hood nigga. I guess he was like selling dope, gang banging and shit. But he started making a positive movement, this, that, and the third. I don't think he would never really own nothing religious, but you should do some research about him. But Dog had the movement going way before this BLM shit was going down, and they actually tried to link up with him until he found out their real agenda was, and he stopped fucking with him. He started telling everybody about it, and then they murked his ass. They shot him like 3-4 times in the head and set his car on fire.
Hey, but y'all know what? You know, another thing that people be really bugging out. When I say this, though, this is the truth, man.
Me, large.
We're all Americans. If you live like a fucking American dude, I mean, yeah, you're gonna get sweaty here and there. You ain't really gonna have to worry about that much, though, man. Fuck that, man. Utilize their system, beat them at their own fucking game. That's the only way you gonna win in this.
Nah, this game wasn't designed for us to win.
We were just talking about that earlier.
This
Once
game
we
ain't
start
designed
getting
for us.
momentum and we play by the rules, they change the rules.
Learn their
keep us
fucking
fucked up.
game.
But like I said, soon as
Nah,
you
they
learn
don't
the game,
change the rules.
they change.
They play by the
hell
same
yeah.
fucking rules.
Nah, they don't. They
It's too many
change that
black.
shit up,
It's too
man.
many rich black men. It's too many rich black men and black women that's rich for you to say they keep changing the rules. They're not changing the rules. They're
No.
Beat them at their own fucking game. That's the only way you're gonna fucking win, man. Or get ahead. I'm trying to tell you, you gotta play that game.
If you said beat them at their own game, that means we should be just going out shooting police there.
And Lord forbid that happened, and
right.
they gonna be at our doorstep in a second. Like,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Hey y'all, wait. From last allegedly.
Yeah, this murder.
Way to clean that
I don't own
shit
the
up.
rights to this murder. Gotta say that.
I do not own the rights to this. Right. Allegedly. You gotta put that disclaimer in there.
And you gotta use a quote symbol.
Kidnapped. I already feel it now.
Hey, ass over there like,
the problem is,
time to go.
another thing.
No, he got a story. It looked like he was gonna say, yeah, and also be like, click.
Hey, why everybody always so concerned? But I got this is like sometimes my gear. The focus is always on black people. Man, leave me the fuck alone, man. Let me do what the fuck I've been doing. I'm cool. Leave me alone. Why the focus always gotta be on us, man? Leave me the fuck alone.
What you mean?
That's
What you mean? Like,
Why you know why the focus is always on us?
That
Because
gotta make
we the
sense, like,
people.
Because we put it on us and they put it on us.
We ain't put it on us.
There's such thing called prejudice.
Everybody so woke, but they don't think
wait.
we're being used.
What context though? What context are you talking about,
brother?
Check this out. What context are you saying? What context are you saying we're always? Hold on.
Anytime somebody want to make a good political standing, well, I did this for black people. I gave X amount of money to HBCUs. Motherfucker, my kid's grown. What the fuck I'm gonna do with you giving some money? How's that benefiting me?
It don't.
But see, that's you personally. But we talking collectively. We talking about collectively. We talk about collectively though. We talk about collectively.
Don't know. See, but y'all already
see,
know.
that's a problem too, though.
The whole problem is, I'm sorry, man. I don't want to be like obnoxious and shit, but
Julius, who you playing with?
The thing is, people always say white people take care of each other and Chinese people take care of each other. Man, I can call so many. I can call at least 50 white people and ask them, anybody ever just randomly looked out for you because you're white? They gonna say no. Okay, so why y'all think it seem like we gotta take care of everybody? Dude, being American, this is capitalism. Go for your fucking self.
Hey,
fuck
but on that note,
get your fucking
on that note, I done had white people look out for me. You hear me? I done had white people look out for me.
And I look out for white people. I had white people look out for me.
Yeah. I still do. Shit, I still do got white people looking out for me.
But I'm gonna change that.
You know what I'm saying?
Both ways.
Cool motherfuckers look out for me, and I looked out for cool motherfuckers. We need to stop dividing the black this and the white that, and dude, the politicians, they just don't keep fat in their pockets.
Hey, look, even if we stop dividing and this and that, other people
it's
still
gonna be there though.
Yeah,
we've been getting shitted on in this country since the inception of this country. So it's not like
we have made leaps and bounds, though. You gotta.
Hey, but here go another thing about that though. Here's the biggest thing about that whole situation is, as our people goes, this country go? Well, we always
we the
like
creators,
we connected to
we
it
the
that deep.
innovators. We the innovators. We make pop culture. All American music come from us.
See why y'all?
You know what I mean? All entertainment. You know.
Hold on.
Y'all go ahead. Alive and kicking.
Everybody know that. Dude, we've been told
that horse is alive and kicking.
Times. We did this, we did that. We the first man. We built this country.
Check this out though. Mix. Listen.
Live.
Okay, I understand you have this elite. You in this, you've been there, but you gotta meet people where they at. Everybody ain't where you at, man. You gotta meet people where they at. You know what I'm saying?
You
it is about where you at. Yeah, it is about where you at. Yeah, exactly. You gotta meet people. You don't have to.
I'm trying to help y'all transcend.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't help nobody transcend by beating down where they at.
That's what I was about to say.
You can't help nobody.
People
you can't help nobody by beating them down where they at. You can't do that. If people here, look, your approach.
First question is
listen, you my brother.
To what? Second question is, you just said you can't change nobody, so how the hell?
Right. But the thing is, look, Mix, you my brother, so I know you and know where you coming from. But I'm saying in general, like people, your delivery, people ain't trying to hear, like if your intention is to make people rise above where they at, that approach ain't gonna do it.
I got you.
That approach ain't gonna do it. It's gonna turn.
That's like them Hebrew Israelites that be on the corners in New York.
Read. Right. 50 years.
No, him is the most. Everybody I know thousands of people, and the two most humblest dudes I know is Ray and G Rich. I put my life on their humbleness. Them the two most humblest motherfuckers I know. And when he speaks like that, I mean, he act like I don't hear him. I feel you, bro.
I know you hear me. I know you know because I know where you coming from. I know you know you. I know you know you. You know what I'm saying? I know I know what you mean. I know what you know what I'm saying, where you coming from. But see, Mix, like I said again, you gotta that's a dead horse to you.
Beating a dead horse to you.
It's a dead horse to you, but it's millions of people that ain't even aware of that horse. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. Enough. That's a dead horse. Okay. So that's what I mean by you got to meet people where they at. Like me, man. We've had extensive conversations, and there's stuff that people say, and I just be like, he ain't ready for that. He ain't ready for and I don't speak because I know that I meet people where they at. Because my intention. My intentions is to uplift anything I'm involved with. So if what I'm saying. If what I'm saying
it'd be beating a dead horse if they wasn't ready.
Right, exactly. So if what I'm doing in my approach is achieving that, then what good is it? What good if I'm turning people away from what I'm saying? What am I accomplishing? You know what I'm saying? If my intention.
But you gotta understand my intention though as a whole. Because truthfully,
I do.
But truthfully, my intention as a whole is to let y'all know I hate humans, but I love humanity.
How does that work?
Yeah, because you hate humans as individuals.
But I love humanity. I'm introverted.
That makes plenty of sense.
I can give a fuck about a human, except for the one that I sleep next to. And the ones that deliver my balls.
I thought, dude, I thought I was your bro, man. I thought we was cool. I thought, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm a human. I'm a human, man.
We was dead. I know, but man, as a whole, man, I hate humans. I can't stand. I mean,
you know me. I gotta say, I'm a people person, and over the last decade or so, I'm becoming less of a people person because of how crazy people have been. So I get what you say. I get what you say.
But that comes with the times, the day and times we living in.
Right.
But I used to tell folks like this. I used to tell everybody I'm racist. I hate everybody until a motherfucker give me a reason to like them.
Yeah, you start with a clean slate with me. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, and it take a lot for me to, first of all, I don't hate nobody. I don't hate anything. I can't, you know, hate is, I don't hate anything.
I got a list about 10. I got a list about 10.
Hey, look,
I don't hate nobody. Because I think hate does more damage to me.
Natural.
I think hate does more. I strongly dislike some motherfuckers, but I think hate is so toxic. It does more to the person who harbors it than it does to the people they hate. And it's contagious.
I think it's true.
And it's contagious. And it's contagious.
Y'all think I'm contagious with the Trump because I hate that.
No. I wake up every morning. You remind me too when I see your post. Like, yeah, fuck that.
No, all right. Hate in general is contagious. Hate, and it's you. I mean, you see the spark. You see the spark that Trump lit. It's based in hate. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Do you know how you know the easiest way you can get a group of people, get an organization together? Give them something to hate together.
Or fear together.
Easiest way, fear or hate. Yup. You give somebody something to fear or to hate.
Hey, boy, listen. And fear and hate leads to what? Hate. No, fear and hate leads to what?
Just push the door.
The dark side of the force, man. Y'all slow, man.
Right.
What the
He
fuck,
said the dark side of the force.
I didn't believe this just happened. I'm just speechless naturally. Like, did you just do that? Like, did you just say that? Like,
but it's the truth. What do you always say?
Yeah, wow, though. Yeah.
Strike me down. Strike me down. You hate. You scared of me, nigga. You scared of me, nigga.
This is Star Wars, nigga.
Right.
No. It's the truth. I mean, in a sense,
that is true, though. That is true.
And Star Wars shit was a lot more spirit. If you really listen to what they were saying, that's some spiritual, like some Christian, like Jesus versus devil type shit.
That's it's philosophy.
I'm not gonna say just that. I'm sorry, y'all. But no, that's yin and yang. It was straight yin and yang, and life is balance.
It's spiritual. It's spiritual, and it's philosophical too. Just like the Matrix.
Yeah,
just like the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? That's real philosophical. It's spiritual. You can watch the Matrix.
Matrix kind of deep though. It was deep. I mean, I can feel it. I love the Matrix though. Yeah. But the weirdest movie that I love though, it's two.
What's that?
Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter shits, man. Them shits was dope, man.
I watched Lord of the Rings. I watched Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
That shit was dope.
I mean, most of the movies
I never really watched Harry Potter. I think I seen like I always fall asleep on those
religious undertones. Pretty much any horror movie has a bunch of occultic religious undertones to
it. Right. Yeah.
And just be a fan, just watch
too. If you open your mind to those type of things, your mind is gonna be free. So therefore, my mind.
Nick sound like he done open his third eye.
Right.
Man, my shit been open. Only thing that pisses me off right now is driving in Detroit. Motherfucker,
yeah. The interstate is treacherous out that way.
Rick.
Yes. What to do?
Do you have nervous breakdowns when you be driving in Detroit?
Hell no. I just be like, hey man, go
you
past
me. Some nervous breakdowns, but you get real fucking anxious and upset with the drivers. Let me put it that way.
I mean, like, if you gonna go past me, go the fuck past me. Don't go past me, get in front of me, and start going slower than what the fuck I was going. Yeah, I'm gonna pull you over and body slam you real quick. And then leave and shit.
That's why I take
in Detroit.
I take my time. I take my time and I drive defensively. I don't drive offensively. I drive defensively. I'm watching out for everybody else because I'm expecting them to do stupid shit. That way, when they do, when they do, I don't get upset because I'm expecting them to do stupid shit.
Yeah,
you know
they know it's a new driver style.
Hey, Ray, that goes back to what you was saying earlier about the lady. She pulled up and wouldn't let you out.
Yeah, and what? Yeah, just
blocking the shit. And
just looking straight.
No, good and damn well. Yep.
Yeah. See, that shit happened to me today when while I'm driving.
Right.
So now I gotta 5 minutes out of the way because I'm in this big ass truck, and you gonna pull up to block
box you in. It box you in. Yeah.
Well, come on in.
So when the light does turn green, this big ass truck is gonna block traffic. So now I gotta go way out of my way because you an asshole.
Right. I think people be doing shit on purpose sometimes too, though, man.
No, man.
Like I think
they do.
You can tell personalities by certain driving techniques too.
And that's common.
You know what I mean?
So it's not on purpose. It's commonly done to them. So therefore, they do it on the regular.
No. I'm gonna tell you the honest truth.
They doing asshole shit.
The honest truth is,
hey, Mix. Hey, did that
buy minivans and Ford Rangers? They signed a contract where they legally have to drive under like 10 or 15 miles under the speed limit.
Man, I used to float in my minivan back in the day, man. I used to be floating in my minivan, man. For real.
I mean, how is that? You broke the contract.
I'm curious.
Though.
How is that stick, man? I'm curious because that's a big ass cigar, dude. How is that?
Actually, it's cool though. It ain't like it's not as bold as the flavor I like. I like from you got like light to medium to bold. I like bold. You know, the full flavor or whatever. I like Nicaraguans and mainly Nicaraguan cigars. I had I found a favorite cigar that's actually Dominican finally, but I like Nicaraguans and Cubans. But I actually, if you like, give me like a basic Cuban to like a high price Nicaraguan. Oh, give me that Nicaraguan. Fuck that Cuban. Nicaraguans, man, the flavor is something different, man.
I like the Dominicans. I do like the Dominican shit.
No, man.
You talking about cigars, right?
Cigarettes.
Yeah,
they like cigarettes.
We talk about that. We talk about that Acme cigar he got over there. I'm still waiting for it to blow up though. You know how like it looks.
Well, you want to come over here and do? We can try like at least a pint of bourbon, a fifth of bourbon, and we can get some motherfucking Knob Creek. That Knob Creek, remember I was showing that video of me spitting in the fire, like spitting my drink into the fire, and it was like, whoa. That was that Knob Creek.
That's what you was drinking? Shit,
that was that. Actually, like over 100. I had that 120 proof Knob Creek bourbon.
Shit, I don't think
you gonna be doing this way home, Ray?
No. Look,
Ray,
you gonna see the cigar gonna blow up, and then my face gonna be all black and shit, and I'm gonna have a duck bill on the back of my
right there, bro.
What? The cigar gonna be spread out like this though.
Spread out, right. I'm gonna have a duck bill in the back and shit, just sitting there blinking.
Hey,
just sitting there blinking and shit.
Mix.
Where he goes? Where he goes?
What's going on there, my guy?
Hey,
there he is.
You should have been on here. You should have been on here, man.
I know, man. Yeah. But I'm like one of the busiest motherfuckers you ever meet in your life, dude. I do a lot, man, throughout the day, man. To get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to bed about like.
This one probably gonna do numbers again too. I pretty much can guarantee that. But yeah, man.
Hey, do numbers.
Hey, I was waiting for the next Saucy Car episode. What's up with that?
I mean, man, like it's the same thing here, man. Well, no, it's different here because we able to like change the conversation and just roll. You know what I mean? It's like
I got you. Yeah, that's more regimented. That's more regimented. Like y'all, I seen y'all have 15.
I don't really want to be stuck on like talking about the same beating that dead horse. I fuck that dead horse. Cut that motherfucker up, sell it to Burger King. I don't give a fuck. I'm not eating that dead horse.
Make some glue. Say make some glue, huh?
No, he said Yeah, you don't remember that shit with the Burger King shit? When they
I remember that shit. I remember that
shit.
shit.
Yeah, sell that shit to Burger King.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna have to call this one a wrap, man. This is another classic in the books, though. I guarantee it's gonna do numbers. I'm gonna hit y'all with the links as soon as it's done uploading and stuff.
Shout out gifts and thrifts, motherfucker. Come holler at us. Shout out Dub Entertainment.
Hey, you got that many shoes, motherfucker? God damn, you got a lot of shoes behind you, man. What the fuck? I didn't know you got those shoes.
Hey, Mix, I love you for the info you gave me. You'll always be my cuz crip. I'm out.
All right, man.
And shout out People Podcast. Appreciate y'all.
For sure.
All right. Till next time.
All right.
Black Sean, Legendary Nobody. It's on Spotify.